So let me just go through some of these ideas and basically to get you oriented to how we use these. You would make copies of this, you would put it in your communicator, and if you wanted to use the at sound, you would write at here, you have the kids write at, and then they could put all like different words that have the at sound in them. What's good about that is you can erase, you can pick another sound. How you use the same template over and over again. This one is the letter recognition one. One of the classic questions we have for this one is the fact that we ask which letter is missing, and the answer happens to be a W. We could ask you to circle. Today we're going to be studying the letter D. We could ask you to circle D on your communicator. We could ask you to look at the first column and circle all the letters that have that are capital letters. We could ask, if you really, it depends on your class, you could ask what fraction of those 5 letters are capital letters. This one is a introduction to map reading, in essence, in social studies. Put your communicator on top of here, and basically there's a north, east, south, and west. You could say, I'm going to start at the hospital. I'm going to go 2 blocks to the east. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks north. Where will I be? At Davis Way, and there's a house at Davis Way. Or you could have the kids say, how would you get from, let's say, the post office to the hospital? And the whole idea there is they could give you different sets of directions. What's nice about that is the communicator is a green product because you can use the same templates over and over and over again. Every time you do that, you have saved a set of trees. Over here we have a science template for K2. Basically, every one of our picture picks is basically is some kind of pattern. There's about 7 of them in the actual book, and really we want kids. You can ask higher level thinking questions with kids with these. So basically, what you can do is you look at this first one and you say, I want you guys to circle the column in column number 1 and tell me where you might find those animals. So that's one way to ask the question. It's like a recall question. Another one you could ask is, I want you to look at the paper, and I want you to tell me which animals you would find on a farm. Now, again, it would be interesting because you might get a discussion going. You know, they might pick animals outside of these 4. That would give you a great opportunity to discuss and have kids explain why they pick things outside the column. You could also have kids say, circle the animals that have 4 legs, circle the animals that have 2 legs. You could say, circle the animal that starts with, all the animals that start with the letter C. I mean, your imagination just takes over. In K2, we also have this math template where we definitely want the kids to do skip counting. If I skip count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, that makes a great opportunity for you to talk about patterns. Will those patterns continue all the way down? What do you notice about your patterns? So you can have a skip count. Again, tons of paper are being saved because you use the same sheet over and over. And finally, the money template. There are many different money templates in the book. Some have pennies and nickels, some have pennies and dimes, some have pennies, nickels, and dimes. We happen to put in the sampler, we happen to put pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. 2 ways to use it, and many ways to use it, but 2 ways to use it is I want you to put an X on top of 3 pennies, 1 nickel, and 1 dime. How much money have I got? Fill that out, and you put down your 18 cents, okay? And again, you can have them write it 2 different ways, but you want to write 18 cents. One way to do it. Another way to do it is to say, use as few coins as possible to make 27 cents. So if they use as few coins as possible, they would put an X on top of a quarter and on top of 2 pennies, obviously being that 27 cents. But then you could also say, make 27 cents with 7 coins. That changes the whole perspective of the problem. Differentiated instruction. You think about all the different ways you can ask questions, you are really seeing what level kids are understanding these concepts at. So that's our K2 templates.